Timer. Alright. Figure I can figure out. So, yeah, about my... I don't see it as necessarily a nuisance thing, but my condition, so I have a bizarre mix of various chromosomes that have led me to having, ovotesticular disorder, and it got misdiagnosed a couple times. No, it was several. There were several misdiagnoses. I came out looking fairly like what you would expect a baby girl to look like. I don't know why that's notifying me for anything, but okay. I came out looking very much like a female girl, or a baby girl, and nobody thought anything wiser until I was in middle school, and nothing. I was watching all my peers go through, all my peers were doing stuff, and I wasn't doing it, and everybody was like, well, you're just a late bloomer, you're just a late bloomer, you're eventually going to start doing some of this stuff. No, I never did, and the first real sign of issues was, around that time, I ended up with a kidney infection that had absolutely nothing to do with anything. But that started the whole string of misdiagnoses, was that, kidney infection. And then things just spiraled out of control there. I went to a hospital, which I'm not going to say which hospital. Seems like none of the doctors are there anymore, and if they are, then sucks to be them, because I'm now starting to talk about this, so sucks to be them. They came back. How'd that work? I went to the ER because I had lower right abdominal pain, which they thought it was appendicitis at the time, so cue the first CT scan that I ever had in regards to the area, and that came back with a bunch of cysts over everything. And so they're just like, oh, well, you need to go see gynecology about this. This is something they do. That got me diagnosed with PCOS, but it never felt, it felt like it was a cop-out because PCOS never fit anything. And because every woman I've talked to with PCOS has had some sort of menstrual cycle. Every one of them. They might be months and months apart, and they might have 2 a month when they do have one, but I never had one. So then that led to another series of exams and tests, and then they came back with, oh no, you don't have PCOS, you have congenital adrenal hyperplasia. Okay, what's you know, and so they told me that, the same treatment for PCOS is the same for this one. I didn't want to be on any treatment at this time, but they kind of forced my hand by using a cancer scare tactic on me, which I didn't appreciate very well, and I still don't to this day, because they started me on the Depo-Provera shot when I was 17 years old, which is also known as a puberty blocker or hormone blocker. That's what they were trying to do, because at this time I was pumping out massive doses, massive levels of testosterone right now. I wasn't happy, but they're using cancer to scare my family into doing what they wanted me to do, which I don't agree with. I didn't agree with it back then, and I don't agree with what the end result that happened. So for 17 till about 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I just went along with it because I didn't want to make any waves. And then probably since the fall of 2018, I started displaying signs and symptoms of low testosterone. Well, that's weird, because women don't tend to develop signs and symptoms of low testosterone. So that led me to finding a doctor to pull me off the Depo shot, and I did. And 2 weeks after the 2-week period I was supposed to get the Depo shot, I started mass producing testosterone again, and my voice dropped about 1/4 down. And my facial hair started coming in again, and then that led to more tests further down the line, and that found an interesting little mass. Well, it's a decent sized mass floating around in my pelvic area, and a tiny or a smaller misshapen ovary. And both of those are on the right side. Yeah, they're on the right side, and the left side has something that is actually slightly bigger than it should be. The confirmed ovary is tiny. They are assuming that the second mass that was actually discovered in a laparoscopic procedure that nobody told me about, that's suspected very strongly to be testicular in nature. And they're assuming whatever is on the left side is actually a combination of both, which it is what it is. But I have been horribly misdiagnosed, and nobody wanted to, they all wanted me to conform to being something that just didn't fit anything, and I tried really hard to make it work as a woman. I really did. It did not work. Every time I tentatively enter into a relationship with a guy, I was the one that broke it up because I felt like this was, I've never actually identified myself as gay, and it just felt like I was entering a homosexual relationship, and I didn't like that. That was on me. That wasn't, that, so, that was a me thing, and I finally found a set of doctors who they aren't happy with me because I'm not going back on the depot shot. They would love me to go back on the depot shot. I'm not happy on the depot shot. I do not want to go through all those symptoms of low testosterone. But what led me to the situation that I ended up with the gonadal tissue, having internally two reproductive systems, was a bizarre combination of a mosaic pattern with my chromosomes, and my mom during her pregnancy was prescribed a medication. She requested it. She requested help to keep her keep the pregnancy, and they gave her a hormonal drug to, I don't know if it was estrogen or progesterone based, but whatever it was, she was taking it right as I would have been developing external genitalia and gonadal differentiation. So I did not get a great chance to go through that in utero, but I did hit the second testosterone spike, which was the one that well, hello, Spider. Which is the one that masculized that's the one that masculizes the brain. I did manage to hit that, so I have that going for me. I've got some sort of gonadal tissue going for me, and I'm just happy to let my body do whatever the heck it wants to do. If it wants to keep pumping out testosterone, I'm more than happy with that. If it ever decides eventually it does want to do something along the women's side of things, I'm not as okay with that because I think that's going to be a little weird, but I said when I went off the depot shot, I said whatever my body wants to do naturally without a lot of medical intervention, that's what I'm going to side with, and nobody's going to tell me no. And so that's where I'm at right now with that one. The medical community can either take it or leave it at this point. That's all I got to say on that one. It is what it is.